Tell you what, in the NFL nowadays, if you have a play that loses yardage, like the Jets did on second down, on third down and long, the defense, they just kind of sit back and they make it almost impossible for you to throw it down the field and pick up a first down. Chad Pennington, good job throwing it short.
But Brian, good from 43, his only attempt of the day. This is a 41-yard try. Doug Bryan, and the kick is good with 6:16 remaining. Boy, he faded that one in, a little left to right action, and the lead is 10-6.
الصديق الحقيقي.
Bagger Vance, the name. You lost your swing.
وحده الذي يقول لك ما ينبغي عليك سماعه.
I'm not playing.
That's about the dumbest thing I heard any fool say ever.
والباقي يعتمد عليك.
Time for you to choose.
ويل سميث ومات ديمون في The Legend of Bagger Vance في عرض أول وحصري الخميس في الأوقات التالية على سوبر موفيز.
Great sports moments this December on Orbit. The emotions of Saudi soccer double up with our special coverage of the Saudi League, plus the Prince Faisal Cup. The sky is the limit for the boundless talent of the NBA stars. The Dutch League invites you to a full immersion of total football. The tough business of the NFL just keeps getting tougher. It's a packed house for the electrifying show of the French League. Orbit in December, bringing you a world of sports.
نامي أمنيم الطيف عخشاب أخ محار يفخولي مؤمنيم إز يجلي في حدام مقدام قديلي فاتير على الرعيون هاتنا قدود.
تابعوا أحداث المسلسل العربي الضخم عائد إلى حيفا عن قصة للكاتب الفلسطيني الكبير الشهيد غسان كنفاني. عائد إلى حيفا كل يوم في 6:30 مساء بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة المسلسلات.
We have 6 minutes to go, 6 minutes and change as Doug Bryan hits his second field goal of the game. Steelers with the lead, 10-6, trying to win here to close out their division, the AFC North.
I still got to think about that. Always Steelers.
Yeah.
Central.
Central. I know. You
it's
do.
Ingrained in me. But I tell you what, I want to ask you this. It might be frustrating for fans or either team sitting at home, but 10-6, it's the most exciting game I've been to all year.
I can tell.
I love it.
You love
it's
it.
just the tension, you know, every play counts. It's so hard. You know, it's not bad defenses where it's up and down the field. It's a lot about managing and playing the game a certain way.
If you're asking me, do I love it? I do.
Oh, good. That's what I wanted to hear.
It's Coakley on the run back, and he's out to the 31. I mentioned earlier, football action next Saturday. It's the Steelers and the Giants, and we'll have it for you. We'll be there next Saturday, 1:30 Eastern time, with the NFL Today leading it off with Greg and the crew, Dan and Shannon and Boomer. 12:30 Eastern time, Roethlisberger and the Steelers to New York. Who will be the Giants quarterback, as Kurt Warner saw late action and was effective today in a blowout win by Baltimore.
Yeah, that will be interesting, and all the guys in the studio are mad because they got to work 2 days next week, but that's tough. Get over it. No points allowed.
Well, that was snapped.
Yeah, that's right.
The touchdown. Here's Roethlisberger pumping, now throwing, right sideline out of bounds. Let's get a report again. Back down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Jim, after Jerome Bettis threw his third touchdown pass, he was on the sideline talking with Tommy Maddox and Ben Roethlisberger about throwing technique, as you might imagine. But watching him rush for 13,000 yards and throw that touchdown on one drive is just a small sliver of the diversity they've really asked of him this season. Deuce Staley comes in, they say, okay, Jerome, be our second guy. Deuce Staley gets hurt. He rushes for 100 yards 4 straight games while he's out. And all the while, Jerome says, all I try to do is turn lemons into lemonade. Whatever the team needs me to do, I will do it.
That's good. Second down and 10. And Roethlisberger steps out, works hard to get that pass away. Over to Kreider for a gain of about 6. Barton and Vilma were in the area. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, it's one of the few times today Ben Roethlisberger's had a chance to move around, get away, and still make the play. And it's a good thing he got pulled up quick and threw it, because the Jets defensive line, every time I watch a game in person of the Jets, I get more impressed with what their front four can do. They can stop the run, and they can rush the passer with any front four in the NFL.
Well, they need to make a play here with 5:25 to go. 3rd down and 4. Roethlisberger. He's got a man wide open. Catch is made by Mays. Lee Mays all the way down to the New York 16-yard line.
They tried to do a double move on 1st down, and it was well diagnosed by the Jets, but they guessed right this time. It's against Buckley on the outside. He is guessing all the way, going for the big play, and Lee Mays just made a little tiny move, but Terrell Buckley saw it. He made the move, and Roethlisberger makes a perfect throw down the field.
Now, I'll tell you, Eric Coleman came over to prevent the touchdown after 46 yards.
Buckley has a reputation of jumping passes, and he got caught that time.
Bettis with the carry just back to the line of scrimmage with 4:25 remaining. Sam Cowart comes in.
The little scramble on 2nd down by Roethlisberger, Jim, to get that 5 yards, allowed them to run that play in that situation on 3rd down and get the long gain. Because if it's 3rd and 10, Buckley is not going to jump on a quick route.
Ellis is limping off the field to the Jets sideline. They've already lost, of course, Abraham for the game, out with a knee. Trevor Johnson comes in, so the 2 backup ends playing right now, Brian Thomas and Trevor Johnson on 2nd. We'll call it 11.
You got it. I got it.
Bettis straight ahead.
Wow.
Showing some speed down to the 11.
Now, you hear the term all the time on TV. Hey, they want to run downhill. I don't think it usually applies to most running backs, but you watch Jerome Bettis. You'd be a defender. Here he comes. What do you want to do? I'd run out of the way so fast they wouldn't believe it. But that is running downhill. He has one goal in mind. If you hit him, he's going to fall forward and get 2 extra yards.
Well, this is a huge moment in this one. 3rd down and 4. It was on 3rd and 4 when they hooked up with Mays a moment ago for 46 yards.
Jets are tight. Going to be aggressive.
Bettis. Right side. Gets away from Tongue. Jerome Bettis. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
12 yards and a Steeler touchdown. Bettis from 12.
That's just a Hall of Fame running back just making it happen. That's just what it was. He's just better than the guys that were trying to tackle him in a situation like that. The Jets, Donnie Henderson, he had the perfect defense called. Doesn't matter. They weren't big enough or strong enough to bring Jerome Bettis down.
Bettis breaks free. Looked like he might get stopped at the 10. Bounces outside for his 12th touchdown of the year. Well, Jerome Bettis has thrown a touchdown and run for another. And the Steelers have the lead at 17-6.
My mind anymore, Celeste. There's blood everywhere. I might have killed him. You think I killed Katie, don't you?
Tim Robbins stars in Mystic River, coming soon exclusively to TV Max. The Shield, Mondays at 11 p.m. Riyadh time on America Plus.
Are you excited about games? Concentrate and try the thrill of being a winner. Play and enjoy uplifting and entertaining game shows. Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and Hollywood Squares. Saturday to Wednesday, starting at these local times on the Hollywood Channel.
هذه المرأة لن تكون زوجتك. انسى الأمر.
أتدفع نصف مليون إن قبلت بي؟
اتفقنا.
لن أتزوج برجل من أجل ماله، لا.
أريد أن أعرف كل شيء عن كاميلا مونتيس دي ألبا.
أنا أفكر في البحث عن شركة ترعانا.
أنا مستعد للمساهمة في المؤسسة.
كل شيء سوف يتبدل.
الشرارة الأولى.
مرحبا. أريد أن أعرف من ذلك الرجل.
لم أعتقد يوما بأني سأشعر بهذه اللحظة.
لنرى من سيضحك في النهاية.
مال بلا مجد من السبت إلى الخميس 3:30 بعد الظهر بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة اليوم.
Bettis has tied his career high, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. And coming up, Subway post game show, time permitting. With Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer back in the studio in New York.
The sign of a good football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sunday night against Jacksonville, here today. They tough situations. They were kind of getting outplayed. They hang in there and they come back, and it's possible they can win them both.
That tells you there's something special, doesn't it?
It does. They got the makings of a special team and a special year.
Carter is chased out by Moreeeee and others. What happened with the touchdown? I thought the Jets were closing in on him.
They were. The Steelers do not even have enough guys to block the New York Jets defense, and Jerome Bettis, there were some good contact by the lineman, the tight end on the outside. Dan Kreider, as usual, making a good block, but Jerome Bettis is just too big for Reggie Tongue to be brought down.
Yeah, Kreider, Faneca, both throw big blocks. Look at Cowher and Bettis.
I don't know, Bill Cowher, he might be tough enough to bring him down.
Yeah, he may have been able to make that hit had he been out there. Pennington pumps, now throws out of bounds. You know, you talk about Cowher as a player. 20 years ago, Bill Cowher and Herman Edwards were teammates. The Philadelphia Eagles back in 1983 and 84. Backup linebacker and special teams player was Cowher. And Herman, of course, a defensive back of some distinction, too, I might add.
There you go.
No, Herman Edwards had 38 career interceptions when he left the game with the Eagles. His first ever interception, Herman Edwards, was against, he picked off Joe Namath. Joe Namath when he was quarterbacking the Rams.
How'd he kept that football?
He did.
Oh, that's good.
Pennington takes off, cross the 20 and slides. He's about 2 yards shy of a first. It happened out in the Coliseum in LA, and his father was there to see it. And obviously a big souvenir, but Jets now with 2.5 to play. 3rd and 1. Martin has it easily, and he's down to the 20, up to the 28-yard line. Stu Vance chops him up.
Still got 2 timeouts.
Willie Williams is down. So the Pittsburgh injury stops the clock with 2:15 to go, but the Jets are down 2 scores.
أحلى السهرات وأمتع اللقاءات مع نجوم الفن والغناء والتمثيل في العالم العربي ضمن برنامج جار القمر كل خميس في 7 مساء بتوقيت غرينتش على قناة فن.
And a reminder tonight on CBS Survivor Sunday, 60 minutes, then the Vanuatu finale and the live reunion show with Jeff Probst hosting. Willie Williams, 27, injured on the play.
Oh, he goes low, and Curtis Martin just kind of rolls over him, so shook him up, walked off the field, which is always a good sign.
And Ricardo Coakley takes his position in the secondary. Screen over to Martin. Martin up to the 40-yard line. Ike Taylor, James Ferrier on the hit. This will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers lead it by 11.
ببطء الإنترنت. إذن فاستعد لسرعة جديدة تتجاوز حدود ما تخيلته ممكنا. أوربت ساتنت، إنترنت ثنائي الاتجاه عبر القمر الصناعي، توفر لك إنترنت مباشر وغير محدود، أسرع ب10 20 30 إلى 50 مرة من الإنترنت العادي حسب رغبتك. لا حاجة لخط أو لدفع فاتورة الهاتف، وبأسعار منافسة لاستخدام غير محدود 24 ساعة في اليوم 7 أيام في الأسبوع مع دعم تقني على مدار الساعة. أوربت ساتنت، سرعة لا تصدق.
للمزيد من المعلومات اتصلوا بوكيل أوربت المحلي أو زوروا موقع الإنترنت www.orbitsatnet.com.
Even the best teachers
She murdered her lover's wife.
can still learn.
I'm hanging on by my fingernails.
The hard way.
How would you like to face the rest of your life in prison for something you didn't do?
Peter Coyote and Natasha Kinski in red letters. Saturday at these times, new and exclusive on Super Movies.
Well, the Steelers could be 2 minutes away from winning their division, tying the all-time win streak in franchise history of 11 in a row, and also keep pace with the Patriots. They have the edge in the tiebreak, if it gets to that, for the #1 seed, because they beat them, of course, head-to-head.
Steelers are impressive. They do it so many ways. They kind of plod along. They just hang in there, and then their will, they just overtake you at the end. And Jim, I think they do have the makings of a special football team. They came in a tough situation, played well today, and so have the Jets.
Almost intercepted.
A lot of good things to say about the Steelers football team, but also the New York Jets. I think they're proving and they're showing once again that they can hang in there and play with anybody under any circumstances. But when you come here to on the road, and what they're going to have to do if they make the playoffs, that's what they're going to have to do, go on the road. We almost have to play perfect in these kind of environments. They did not do that today.
Deshae Townsend almost had the interception. They could, in fact, talking about the Jets in the postseason, they could find themselves right back here in a month. Pennington, Crabette, it's picked off right over the head of Crabette. Intercepted by the Steelers. Chris Hope. Third time today, Chad Pennington is intercepted. And the Steelers are on their way to locking down the division.
Well, and when you're behind, it always knocks the stats around. You got to take some chances. Chad Pennington trying to throw it down the field, over the linebackers, in front of the safeties. The touch wasn't quite there, and Chris Hope gets an easy interception. Just another good defender. Ball gets away from Chad Pennington just a little bit, makes it sail. That's why it went high and long.
Chad Pennington had only 4 interceptions thrown on the whole season. Coming into the day, he's got 3 in this game. So now with 1:42 to go, the Steelers can wrap it up. And look at Ben Roethlisberger. For the rookie, it wasn't his best game, but he found a way to get this offense in rhythm in the second half. He did it again, and so does Bettis as he bangs his way inside the 15. Again, earlier today, the Patriots advanced to 12-1, beating Cincinnati. The Steelers on their way to 12-1. Indianapolis with a win is 10-3. Of course, Indianapolis and San Diego will try to settle the 3 seed when they meet the day after Christmas in Indianapolis.
You know, until you look at all those playoff teams, I look at this game today, and I know a lot of people probably say, well, why are the Steelers, why don't they just go ahead and start Jerome Bettis? If I was Bill Cowher, that would not even be in my mind. Deuce Staley, let him be the starter. Bring Jerome Bettis off the bench. for the emotional and physical lift that he can give your team, especially when he's here at Heinz Field.
Bettis raises a helmet to the huge throng here, and now it's kneel down time with 1:27 to go. Roethlisberger is on his way to his 24th straight win in a start. He has not lost since Iowa beat him in August of 2003. Amazing. And hey, this is something we discovered that was in some boxes backstage. They've got the division titles t-shirts ready to go on sale, printed up, ready to go. And that will be a hot item here in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. These fans will walk out, see him, buy it, put them on, and celebrate in them.
One last thing about Roethlisberger, 11 wins now as a rookie, 11 straight. That is an all-time NFL record. Forget the consecutive streak. That's just 11 wins. It breaks the mark. Of course, he's already moved past. Chris Chandler had 9 as a rookie. Not 9 straight, but 9 wins. And so did Joe Ferguson of the Bills back in the 70s. This is now number 11. One more snap, and the Steelers have won the AFC North. For Bill Cowher, his 8th division title in 13 years. 8 out of 13, most of any active coach. Chad Pennington and the Jets dropped to 9-4. Herm Edwards had talked about this not being a highlight team. It is a team, though, that even though they didn't lock up a playoff berth today, it's been a special season for them in many ways.
This Jet team, Jim, they are tough. They have what it takes. They just got to find a way to get into the playoffs. If they do, they will be a tough out on the road. And the Steelers, you watch the Steelers, I think you said it right. They have a chance to have a magical season. I think Bill Cowher senses it. That's why they're not talking about what they've done. They continue to just look ahead to the next game. Let's win it and see where that takes us. And the story of Ben Roethlisberger, of course, it's unbelievable to have a team playing this well and doing it all with a rookie quarterback.
Well, as Roethlisberger told you, the bullseye gets bigger every week.
It does. The pressure. He even talked about there's a little pressure involved because the scrutiny, they want to talk to you more. They want to dissect your games. Why aren't you playing as well now as you did 3 weeks ago? So he's getting a really good taste of what it's like to be a starting quarterback in pressure situations in the NFL.
Well, the Jets have still never won here in Pittsburgh in their history. 0-6. The Steelers and Jerome Bettis break it open in the 4th quarter. Survivor Sunday tonight on CBS. Just maybe we'll see these two meet again in the playoffs. The Steelers have won it. What a game it was. For Bonnie Bernstein and Phil Simms and the entire CBS crew and the gang back in the studio, you've been watching the NFL on CBS. Jim Nantz saying good night from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers have won.
We've seen Randy Moss make some of the greatest catches ever, but today a pass he threw may have damaged the Vikings' playoff hopes. NFL Primetime at the bottom of the hour. SportsCenter right now.
This is SportsCenter.
Why more than just NFL history is on the line for Peyton and the Colts in Houston. For brother Eli, 3 NFL starts and 3 losses. So how could things get even worse today? Corey Dillon found plenty of ways to give the Bengals headaches when he played for them, but who would need the aspirin in his first game against them? Now that the Irish finally have a new coach, what happens to their old coach? Has Willingham found a home? Plus, the stove gets hotter as a baseball superstar could be headed for a presidential reunion. SportsCenter now.
جينا بدنا نسلط
touchdown history.
Now, 4 shy of tying Dan Marino coming in. Could also wrap up the AFC South with a win over Houston. There he is, Peyton Manning, 44 touchdown passes on the year. It didn't take him long to get to number 45 as he hits Marvin Harrison right there. 7-0 Colts, so he's 3 shy of the record. Next Colts drive. Manning looking for Marcus Pollard and finding Marcus Pollard. 18-yard gain, a first down. Same drive now, Manning looking for Reggie Wayne. 12-yard touchdown. That's number 46, so he's 2 behind Marino. 13th straight multi-TD game. That is a new NFL record. Texans come back, down 17-7. Dominic Davis, good hard run there. 15 yards for the TD. It's 17-14 to the 4th. Texans ball on a 3rd and 6. Dwight Freeney, sack machine in this one. 3 sacks, including that one on David Carr. Later, Texans 3rd and 2, down 20-14. And this time it is Robert Mathis who gets to Carr and brings him down from behind. The drive once again would stall out. Now Colts ball on a 3rd and 10. Manning looking for Wayne. Manning threw for 298, first down there. Same drive on a 2nd and 11. It's Edgerrin James. 14 yards for him. That would lead to a field goal. Mike Vanderjagt had 3 on the day. Manning 2 TDs shy of the record still. The Colts clinch their 2nd straight AFC South. They win it 23-14.
Like I said, the idea was to get the win. That was the whole idea. We had a chance like this last year against Denver to clinch a spot, and we missed the opportunity, lost to Denver at home the first time. So you don't want to let these opportunities slip away. Atlanta went down to Tampa last week with the chance to win the division and got whipped pretty good. And so you understand the situation that you're in. You want to capitalize on it. We did it. We packed the hats and T-shirts. We brought them here. We came down here expecting to win. We got it done, and it feels good.
So Manning now just 2 TDs shy of Marino's single-season mark of 48 set in 1984. For a little perspective on just how amazing Peyton's season has been, consider this. He has thrown 35 TD passes in the last 9 weeks. Entering this season, just 7 QBs had ever thrown for that many in an entire season.
Ahead inside Sportcenter, Peyton Manning will try to break the record next week against the Ravens. Today, Baltimore's defense warmed up on Peyton's little bro, and if you're a Giants fan, it was not pretty. Charlie Weiss's day will start in New England and end in South Bend, but will his Patriots end the day as division champs? And has the Irish's forgotten man found a home? Shaq in the heat of Toronto, why the Raptors had a lot more than just the big fella to worry about. All that inside Sportcenter. Let's do some NBA, shall we? Heat and Raptors. Miami 11-2 against Eastern Conference teams this season. There's Shaq entering the Air Canada Center. Shaq and the Heat 10-0 when scoring 100-plus points this season. Second quarter, Heat down 6. Eddie Jones missing the 3, but Dwayne Wade getting the rebound, off-balance jumper. He had 22nd quarter. Missing the jumper, Shaq rebounds and jams home 2 of his 20. Heat outscoring the Raptors 52-26 in the paint. Third quarter, Heat up by 2. Rafer Alston drive into the basket, smacks into Shaq, but somehow gets it to go. Game tied at 59. Fourth quarter, Miami up 3. Shaq gives an over-the-shoulder pass to Christian Laettner, laying it in. Heat up 5 later in the fourth. Damon Jones hitting the 3, yelling at the Raptors bench. He had 16. Heat with 6 players in double digits. Miami now 11-0 when scoring over 100 points.
Denver looking for final round of Tigers tourney, the Target World Challenge in Thousand Oaks, California, hence the Tiger Trophy. All ties together. Patty Harrington in trouble on 16. That is trouble. Started this hole in contention. That's really not where you want to be. Third shot here. Over the green into some more trees. He would go on to bogey the hole. Tiger having some problems on 16. Distracted by the crowd before taking his 4th shot here.
Hold on, please.
Tiger stepping away, telling the crowd to hold up, please. Second attempt at the same shot, and Tiger, once again, having some problems with the gallery.
Wind it down a little bit.
Fluffed it. Well, he got away with it.
Commentators just as unhappy as
That's
Tiger
uncalled
is.
for, I got to tell you. I mean, actually, it went on his back.
Now at 18, Tiger taps it in for the win at 16 under. He will donate the $1.25 million in winnings to his foundation.
More NBA, Bucks and Sixers. AI in the Sixers, fourth quarter. Allen Iverson, red hot. on the drive and the layup, 16 of 33 from the field, 94-92 Sixers. Later in the fourth, Allen Iverson going to pull up and hit the jumper. That's 40 points, a season high. His 51st career 40-point game. Sixers up 4. Under 2 minutes left. The game is tied at 98. And Iverson again with the pass this time to Mark Jackson, gets his own rebound, going to tip it in. And the Sixers go on to win their second straight win after losing 6 in a row.
Wizards good. Byron Scott's Hornets, not so much. Those two getting together in D.C., picking up in the third quarter. Hornets down 19. David Wesley commits the turnover. That would be a theme. Wizards getting out in transition. Gilbert Arenas, nice pass. Larry Hughes over to Brendan Haywood. Wizards up by 21. Fourth quarter, it's a 16-point game. Turnover there. Arenas gives it to Hughes. Arenas following with the lay-in. The Hornets, an NBA season high, 33 turnovers. They're 1-18. The Wizards win it, 88-69.
NCAA Soccer NFL Primetime, just 14 minutes away. Still to come on Sportcenter. Randy Moss makes some of the most amazing catches you'll have ever seen. Why a pass he threw has damaged the Vikings' playoff hopes.
ESPN marches towards the playoffs in Week 14 of this incredible season. The amazing Philadelphia Eagles swagger into Washington with their gaudy 11-1 record to take on their division rivals, the Washington Redskins. Eagles, Redskins live tonight. Then it's an old-fashioned shootout when the high-powered offense of the Kansas City Chiefs take on Steve McNair and the Tennessee Titans. Eagles, Redskins live tonight. Chiefs, Titans live Monday on ESPN. Sportcenter, brought to you by ESPN Full Court, bringing you maximum college basketball. Sportcenter is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
You can watch our countdown to primetime clock. It's located in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Some NFL news first, and it doubles as college news. After a series of snubbings, the Fighting Irish have found themselves a football coach. Patriots offensive coordinator and Notre Dame grad Charlie Weiss set to take over in South Bend.
Yeah, sources say it's a 6-year deal at $2 million per. Weiss was to fly to South Bend after today's home game against the Bengals and meet with the Fighting Irish football team tonight. Press conference to introduce Weiss is set for tomorrow. Now to that game. Corey Dillon, as old coach Marvin Lewis, exchanging some pleasantries before. Future Notre Dame head coach, current Patriots offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss on the sidelines. Corey Dillon carrying out his game plan. 22 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown, 7-0 Pats. Now 7-7, second quarter after a Carson Palmer TD pass. Tom Brady going deep and hitting David Patton for a 48-yard strike. 18-26, 260 yards for Brady. 2 TDs, 14-7 Pats. Pats up 28-14 to third. Tom Brady, check this out, going to slip and fall, but from his backside, still completes the pass, the Patrick pass. Take another look at this. Watch the composure. All right, I'm down. I'm okay. There's my man. I'm throwing it from his butt. Again. He's pretty good, Dave. That boy's really
got some talent.
Yeah, later third. Richard Seymour gets held, comes out on Carson Palmer's knee, and that would prove costly to the Bengals. Palmer, 18-24, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns before being forced out of the game with a left knee sprain. John Kitna getting literally pumped to replace the injured Palmer. Early fourth, Kitna to the end zone, but picked off by Troy Brown, ending the drive. Patriots win, 27th win in 28 games.
Colts and Texans. Peyton Manning 4 TDs shy of tying Dan Marino's single-season mark. Colts 1 win shy of wrapping up the AFC South. First quarter didn't take Peyton long to pull within 3. Hits Marvin Harrison there. It's 7-0 Colts. That's 45 for Manning. Next Colts drive, he hit Reggie Wayne for a 12-yard TD here. 46 for Peyton. That would be all he would get. 2 touchdown passes in this game as the Colts do clinch the division. They win it by the final of 23-14. As for the Manning watch, he is now just 2 TDs shy of tying Marino. Again, the record was 48 set in a single season, 1984. Manning is on pace for 57. Here's a comparison of the 2 through 13 games. Remember, Marino also set the passing yardage mark that year, and Manning is 49 yards ahead of that pace. The Ravens face Peyton next week with the record on the line. A decidedly easier Manning-related task today, facing Eli and the Giants. And Jim Fossil says hello to his former running back. 2nd and 10, Tiki Barber fumbles. Ray Lewis recovers. First fumble lost this season for Barber as the Giants turned it over 3 times in the first. Second quarter, second and goal from the 7. It's Kyle Bowler, Todd Heap. And he dives in for the touchdown. 17-0 Ravens. Still in the second. Giants down 24-7. 1st and 10. 14 seconds to play. Eli Manning picked off by Ed Reed. Pitches to Deion Sanders. Eli Manning, a quarterback rating in the first half of 0.0. He pulled the Blutarski. Giants down 27-7 at the half. It got worse. Third quarter, Manning fumbles. 5th turnover of the game for the Giants. Off that turnover, Bowler, Heap, 37-7 in favor of the Ravens. Bowler and Fossil victorious as Manning assumes the position. Another tough day, 37-14 the final.
Browns and Bills, who are coming to this game behind Baltimore and Denver for the AFC's last wild card spot. Second quarter, Buffalo driving. Willis McGahee running. 13-yard touchdown, 17-7 Bills. McGahee, 27 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Still second quarter, same score. Adam Chinobi, Echimondu fumbles, and Troy Vincent, a very that's an easier name to say. Troy Vincent recovers. He had a fumble recovery, INT, and a sack in his first game back from knee surgery. The trifecta. Late third quarter, Browns down 20-7. Luke McCount ineffective. Jeff Garcia comes into the game, and he'd get hit from behind by Aaron Schobel, and that he would leave the game with a knee sprain. Luke McCount back in the game, and he gets sacked by Laurie Malloy. 8 sacks in the game for the Bills. They win their 4th straight win. Their playoff push still alive. The Browns, well, they won't be in a hurry to visit the Bills anytime soon. Just 2 weeks after gaining over 450 yards against the Bengals, Cleveland turns in one of the worst offensive performances in NFL history with 17 total yards today, the 5th worst output in NFL history.
Pivotal NFC matchup, struggling Seahawks in Minneapolis. Randy Moss, Dante Culpepper and company trying to keep the playoff hopes alive. Second quarter, Vikings down 14-13 on a 3rd and goal. It's Culpepper, it's Moss. It's a touchdown, 20-14 in favor of Minnesota. Still in the second, Seahawks still down by that 2014 score. Matt Hasselbeck to Darrell Jackson, playing even though his father had passed away earlier in the day. It is 21-20 in favor of Seattle. 4th quarter, about 2 minutes to go. Moss going to throw the pass, and it is picked off in the end zone by Michael Boulware. Now 19 seconds to go as Moss is bumming. Vikings down 4. Chance for redemption. Culpepper looking for Moss, and he's got him. Big gain, 36 yards over the middle. Vikings hurry up to the line to spike it. They get it down with 4 seconds to go. So one last chance to fire it into the end zone for Culpepper, and the only problem is he never gets around to firing it anywhere. He's pulled down from behind, and that is your game. Big win for Seattle, devastating loss for the Vikes. Seahawks win it 27-23. As the Falcons could wrap up the NFC South with a win over the Raiders, there's Michael Vick. Pick it up in the second quarter. Falcons down 3-0. T.J. Duckett right over Stuart Schweigert, and 28 yards for the score. Longest TD run of his career. It's 7-3 Atlanta. Later in the second, Raiders down 14-3. Kerry Collins' pass tipped at the line and picked off. Rod Coleman, 39 yards, brings it back. It's 21-3 Falcons. 4th quarter, they're up 28-3. It is Duckett again. This is 4th touchdown run of the game. That's a franchise record. Falcons go over 200 yards rushing for the 4th time this season. They clinch the NFC South. They win it 35-10. So it's the Falcons' first division title since making their one and only Super Bowl appearance 6 years ago. This is just the 4th time in the 39-year history of the franchise that the Falcons have reached double figures in victories. Great turnaround after going 5-11 last season.
You know, the Saints are 0-9 against the Cowboys in Dallas, 0-7 at Texas Stadium. Second quarter, Cowboys up 10-0. Vinny Testaverde intercepted by Mike McKenzie. This would lead to a Deuce McAllister touchdown. 10-7 Cowboys. Apparently the Saints care nothing for their history in Texas Stadium or in Dallas. 4th quarter, game tied at 13. Cowboys chance to gain control. Testaverde Well, gets booed by the home crowd. 14-35, 160 yards, 0 TDs. Tie game. New Orleans trying to get ahead. Deuce McAllister doing that. Second TD, season high 30 carries, 83 yards. Saints up 20-13. Under 3 remaining. Aaron Brooks finding Joe Horn, who's going to sidestep the sideline and showing some love for the troops. The Saints win.
Jags trying to halt a 3-game skid as they host the Bears. 13-3 Jaguars. First play of the fourth quarter. Well, there come the Bears. Here's the first play of the fourth quarter. Jimmy Smith hit by R.W. McQuarters. Smith's return was questionable at that point, sprained ankle. Keep him in mind, though. Later in the fourth, 1st and 10 from their own 4, and they're running play action. The Bears are. That doesn't work. Chad Hutchinson gets sacked for the safety. 15-3 Jaguars. We told you Smith was questionable. He answers the question in emphatic fashion. Beautiful catch. 31-yard touchdown. Leftwich threw for 242. The Jaguars winning 22-3, their first win all season that wasn't decided in the final minute. Best matchup of the day, Jets and Steelers. Pittsburgh could clinch the AFC North with a win. Pick it up in the fourth. Tied at 3. Jerome Bettis, the bus, going to throw it for the touchdown, and the Steelers go on top 10-3. Later in the fourth, it's 10-6 from the 12. It's Bettis bowling his way into the end zone. The Steelers up 17-6. They win it by that count, and they clinch the AFC North.
Dolphins and Broncos. First quarter, no score. First play of the Broncos drive. Jake Plummer throws, and it throws it to the wrong guy. Intercepted by Jay Williams. Plummer then proceeds to send a message to the fans from the bench. And Jason Elam sending a message. The game-winning field goal, 50 yards. Denver keeping up with Baltimore for the final AFC wildcard spot. Today's top performance, Matt Hasselbeck had his third 300-yard game of the season in Seattle's win over the Vikings. 10 of his 23 completions went to Darrell Jackson, who had 135 yards and a touchdown. And T.J. Duckett ran for a Falcons franchise record 4 TDs as Atlanta clinches the NFC South Division title. Thank you so much for watching SportsCenter. For Dave Repson, I'm Jay Harris. Underway on ESPN2, ESPN's original movie, 3.
NFL Primetime is coming up here next on ESPN. Chris Berman, the whole gang, enjoy that and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.
Come to life on your screen. Enjoy all this when you come to the movies this December on Cinema City.
A history-making Sunday in our sights for Week 14 of NFL Primetime. Peyton Manning stalking Dan Marino, but the Texans were ready and waiting for the Colts. 2 running backs look to rumble over the 13,000-yard mark in the same game. It's win and your division champs for the Falcons. 2 division leaders go head-to-head and down to the final series in the Twin City. The Bengals find some big holes on the Patriots' D, but first, they'd have to stop Brady and company. Could they? Eli finds out just how tough the Ravens' D can be, while the Pack tries to hand the Lions another Lambeau loss. Plus, we'll put the playoff scramble in focus next on NFL Primetime.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time. And now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to NFL Primetime. Just 12 shopping days left till Christmas. A public service announcement. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson. Your shopping, still something to do.
I've got something to do.
Some shopping to do today, Tom, for divisional titles. Well, Atlanta doesn't do it often. They had a chance last week. Not good. They had a second opportunity. Here we go. Join us for a heavy day of football. We begin with Atlanta at home against the Oakland Raiders. Clubbing in Atlanta this week. Then T.J. Duckett using some clubbing of his own. Look at him. This 245-pound running back went 28 yards, Tom, and nobody wanted to stop him.
Yeah, and watch Stewart Swigert here. He comes up untouched. He's got a great chance to make this tackle, but T.J. Duckett uses those 245, 50 pounds, runs through the tackle, and gets to the end zone.
And then when you're at the 2, that's when you figure you see the big fella. There's a touchdown. 14-3 Atlanta just before the 2-minute warning and a half. And Kerry Collins played well of late. Ball tip. Ron Coleman, the one-time Raider. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. 39-yard touchdown. The game is really over here. 21-3 Atlanta. Third quarter, more Falcons, more Duckett from the 4. A 9.5-minute drive. They lead the NFL in rushing, Tom. They went over 200 yards rushing as a team for the 4th time this year.
Yeah, and Alex Gibbs in this offensive line, as you see Duckett again with his 4th touchdown, clearly you are seeing the north-south style that fits the offensive line that Alex Gibbs coaches.
And hugs for Jim Moreeeee. Yes. Rookie coach. Don't look like a rookie coach. Congratulations. The Falcons won a division in 1980. They won one in 1998. This is only their 3rd one, and they win it. They go winning for the 10th time this year. 35-10 all in all. 216 yards rushing in. You got to like the resiliency shown by Atlanta. Every time we say, you know, they're just paper Tigers, paper Falcons, not the case.
Well, a 56-10 loss, a 27-0 loss, they always bounce back, and I think that's the key. As soon as we want to write this team off, I think they respond. That's a reflection on Coach Jim Mora. Congratulations to him. And again, I think we're going to say this as the playoffs go on. This is going to be a football team, because of Michael Vick, that will be as dangerous as any in the league.
And they're rolling towards a bye, of course, which would be a home game, and then, if they win that, a title game that quickly. But meanwhile, teams hoping to get into the NFC include, well, in the NFC, we have also, this is Chad and Ben, and a big showdown between the Jets and the Steelers, and Peyton Manning. Would he break the record on this day?
NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite. Grab yourself a great-tasting low-carb Miller Lite. And in part by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game. Oh, the NFL on ESPN marches towards the playoffs in Week 14 of this incredible season. The amazing Philadelphia Eagles swagger into Washington with their gaudy 11-1 record to take on their division rivals, the Washington Redskins. Eagles, Redskins live tonight. Then it's an old-fashioned shootout when the high-powered offense of the Kansas City Chiefs take on Steve McNair and the Tennessee Titans. Eagles, Redskins live tonight. Chiefs, Titans live Monday on ESPN. Best of Friday night fights on ESPN. After conquering the USBA light heavyweight title, James Harlow Hammer Butler wanted to avenge an early defeat in his career against Richard the Alien Grant. Friday on ESPN. On ESPN Tuesday night, an all-star matchup on a special night. The champion Detroit Pistons travel to New York to battle one of the best in the East. Pistons versus Knicks live Wednesday night. The NBA on ESPN. Full night of the World Series of Poker. Friday, only on ESPN.
Simply the finest football on the planet. The top clubs. The elite players. In a quest for the ultimate prize of European football.